Hey, so I'm back. So I'm actually going to do a night drive. Have never done a night drive, so let me get out of this spot. I'm actually gonna go to a supercharger. It's a decent little drive. This gonna, of course, let FSD take me all the way there. I will take over probably at the end of the drive because of the fact that this supercharger, the navigation, the way it's set up, is to go through a certain entrance, and that entrance is actually closed, so the car will navigate to that entrance. So that's when I'm gonna take, well, I'm gonna see if it's gonna go to that entrance again, but I'm gonna take over. So I just did want to do this night drive. I've never done a night drive with FSD on I've never recorded a night drive. I've done night drives before, but I've never recorded before. And I'm also trying a new camera position, so let's see how that goes. Car air suspension is airing out. I have it to raise over the speed bumps. So yeah, this view should be able to give you guys a better view of the road, and how, I guess, you can see more of what's going on when the car's driving. You guys tell me if you like this angle or this view a little bit better. I guess if I had the interior LED lights, it'll probably be a little bit more
Speed
illuminated.
camera ahead.
And here, I'll try to mute this.
Delete mute memory. Mute memory deleted.
Mute on, that's what I want. So of course, back, as you guys know, I am on hardware 3, and I am on the latest 2026.8.6.1, the infamous sway, back and forth sway version. Hopefully they will definitely fix it. I mean, it's not a big deal to me, to be
Speed camera
honest.
ahead.
It's not a big deal to me, to be honest.
You are exceeding the speed.
It's not. You know what? I'm just gonna unplug this. I'm gonna unplug that until we get on the highway, because I don't want it to be constantly going off. I don't think the sway is that big of a deal. I mean, it happens. I don't notice the car doing anything any different from doing the sway back and forth. So, but we'll see how this drive goes. Only thing that I'll say is this drive's a night drive. It's really late. It's 2:15 where I'm at, and there is really not a lot of cars on the road. But it's still to give you an idea of how FSD handles night driving. Did you guys watch any of the playoff games today? I was kind of disappointed in these playoffs that there's only been one upset, which was Orlando versus the Pistons. I would have liked a couple of more upsets, but it is what it is. So like right now, I'm wondering if it does that sway as a way to be like ready to try to dodge a pothole, or if it's just literally really a glitch. There's something wrong, because it definitely does do the sway, but the car does still stay straight. Some people have a big deal with it. I mean, like I said, it doesn't stop me from using FSD. I use FSD all the time now. It's literally primarily who drives. I take a break and relax. Speaking of that, let me put my seat in the FSD position. That's another feature that they should add to the software, is that you should be able to have a regular driving position and then a FSD driving position, where you can basically, put the car in FSD and then it'll just adjust your seat. Because when you're driving, when I'm driving myself, I'm in a different position than when FSD is driving. I'm a little bit more relaxed, still in a position that I can see my mirrors and things like that, and I can check the mirrors, but it's definitely a more relaxed position so that I, could just relax and chill, let the car drive. Like I said, try not to take over at all, but if I do see the car heading for big potholes or things like that, I will take over, because I am on I am on version 12, which does not dodge potholes. So I am not looking forward to popping a tire. Still thinking about getting a set of 19s. I feel stupid because somebody was selling the new Valerium wheels on eBay, and I should have bought them. I would have liked them because I think they would have looked really good on my car, because I have the dark metallic silver, and the person that was selling them had already painted them, powder coated them gloss black. So I thought that would have looked really, really good on my car. But I was skeptical because I'm still deciding if I'm gonna go to 19s on this car. I don't know why FSD took some time just now to accelerate off of that green light. So the guy behind ended up flashing, but whatever, I didn't intervene. I'm not in a rush. One of my complaints with this version compared to the previous version before 8.6 was just the smoothness of turns and things like that. I feel like that the previous version was a lot more smoother. I feel like on this version, like when it does do turns and things like that, it's not as smooth when it's turning. Sometimes you'll see it readjust in the turn and things like that, where before it did that sometimes, but not nearly as much. I felt like this version is definitely not as smooth, or I should say refined, but it's still 100% usable. And I do think like they will eventually come out with another patch or update pretty soon to fix stuff like that, like the sway back and forth and the smoothness, because a lot of people have complained about the swaying issue. So let's see, we got a garbage truck right here, so car automatically switches lanes. It's going to get back over, but it does everything politely. I might not have necessarily put on the blinkers, but it's going to do so. Garbage trucks are out at this time, a lot of them. And look at that, a cyber truck right there. Let's see if it's wrapped. Nope, no wrap, just the base stainless steel. I love the Cybertruck. I just hate the color, that stainless steel color. If I was to get a Cybertruck, I would definitely wrap it. Put me a nice light bar on there, some nice all-terrain tires. Call it a day. I drive in hurry all the time. I feel like hurry does nothing on the regular public streets. Like, I think that I feel like the driving profiles, at least for hardware 3 cars, really don't mean anything on these regular roads. I feel like it only takes into play on the highway. Because I definitely feel like it doesn't really hurry that much on regular streets, which is not a big deal because regular streets I'm in New York and Brooklyn, have a 25 mile per hour just about on every street anyway, so it's not going to go faster than that. So switching lanes from the slow lane to the middle lane. I'm going to chill out. Of course, it's a Honda Accord. It's going to fly by me. Hurry mode. Speed limit is 45. Oh, let me put my radar detector back in. There we go. Speed limit is 45.
X-band.
In hurry.
K-band. KE-band.
We're doing about
Laser.
60.
GPS connected.
I actually have to check to see if the speed limit is 45. Because one thing I feel like it is 45. Sometimes the speed, I'll tell you this though, if you do use FSD a lot, always pay attention to the speed limit, because sometimes FSD does not have the correct speed limit. It'll say 45, but the speed limit will be 40, or it'll say, so it's not always accurate. I know I've seen on the conduit, South Conduit and the North Conduit, that it'll say 30 and the speed limit is actually 25. So you might get caught up getting one of those video camera tickets, rather, because the speed in here is just definitely not accurate. I wish there was a way that you could update that too, like stuff like that. You could update, say, hey, wrong speed, and the easiest way to update it would be able to just add it, and you could even possibly take a picture of with your phone. Dang, that was a nice storm train. You could take a picture and send it so they could verify it, and then that way maybe the car would adjust it in their system so that now it realizes that speed limit is not what the car is saying. There goes a Fisker Ocean. I actually like those Fiskers. It just sucks that they're completely out of business, and it's like you can get them for cheap, but you would have to basically have a car that 9 out of 10, if certain things go wrong with it, you got a paperweight. There's not a lot of spare parts for that car right now. It's not a lot of support. They do have a group that is running some support for them and can help you out with certain things, but there's not a lot of spare parts for that car at all. I see people make posts and things like that, needing windshields, needing certain parts because they can't get a hold of any of those type of parts right now. But if you can get one of those cars at a really good price, I would say the buy price would be maybe 5 to 10 grand for those cars. That's where I would say it's worth it. Not at 18, not 15 to 20. I think there's just way too many other cars in that same price range that you can buy used that is going to give you support, software updates, things like that of that nature, so that you're not buying a car that is basically unfuture-proofed, because EVs at the end of the day are heavily operated by software. So having software that's not going to be constantly updated
Speed
or
camera
things
ahead.
like that. For
You
example,
are exceeding the speed.
I was talking about how this car has the back and forth sway and it's not as smooth as the previous versions, but I know that they're gonna fix that. Now just imagine having the Fisker and you have issues like that you have no idea when they will be fixed. Some people, like I was reading a post the other day and somebody was talking about how their what was it, regen, it was working, or certain things in the car was working, and I was like, dang, that's crazy. I would have thought these things was working automatically, but apparently they're not. There's certain little software things. That's a Nissan. I think that's a new Altima or something, but he is flying. Ridiculous.
Speed camera ahead. You are exceeding the speed. Speed camera ahead.
Give you guys a
Mute memory.
of behind. If we would have had that, we would have been able to see that guy coming up in the rear view because he was flying. I was doing around 55 at that time, and he just came flying on the right hand side. Almost scared the crap out of me because his car is quiet too. I had to be doing at least 100. We got 8 minutes left.
Red light camera ahead.
64% on the camera battery, so we should be good with that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's definitely swaying a little bit.
Speed camera ahead. You are exceeding the speed.
You're not exceeding the speed, bro. You're not even, there's no cameras on this highway. So I do these videos as well. I always show
Speed camera
people
ahead. You are
to show people that FSD for hardware 3 is 100% usable. I see the comments all the time on Facebook. People talk about it so much and they're like, oh, hardware 3 and hardware 4 is night and day. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, hardware 3 and hardware 4 are not such night and day. I mean, the crazy thing is that I swear this creator is so annoying sometimes. The crazy thing is that a lot of the same issues that I experience in this newest version for FSD, they're experiencing in hardware 4. It's just across the board. But like I've always said, the features that I like and I would want that's in hardware 4 is being able to start from a parking spot and finish at a parking spot. I would love to be able to do that. That is one of the differences with hardware 4. I'm pretty sure that it is a little bit smoother. Yes,
Speed
that
camera
is
ahead.
just straight
You
up
are
with hardware
exceeding the
4.
speed.
It is definitely a smoother, like when it's turning, it's a little bit more accurate, more precise when it does do its turns. But once again, that is so minimal that there's times with the previous software that it was very, very smooth. It didn't have to readjust or correct itself while doing turns. And the car drove fine. I mean, I drive with FSD just about every day now.
Speed camera ahead.
And
You are exceeding the speed.
I don't have any issues. So I basically
Speed camera ahead.
I do my own point to point. Basically, if I get out of the parking spot and I do engage FSD right away, and it drives me to where I gotta be. Like I said, I would love the feature to be able to just get in my car and let it do, but other than that, as you guys see in all of my videos, I do not interrupt.
Speed camera
The thing
ahead.
that I interrupt
You
for
are exceeding the speed.
is potholes and things of that nature. But other than that, I do not interrupt. I basically just let the car do everything. The car handles everything. So, hardware, that's one thing as well with hardware 4. I don't think it does that anymore on hardware 4. Hardware 3, even with my eyes straight ahead, and you see now it's saying that it's on. I don't know if it turned off because it didn't give me a saying that it turned off. But with hardware 4, I don't think it ever asks you, as long as your eyes are straight forward, I don't think it ever asks you to apply gentle force nearly as much as if this does. This definitely does it, but it's not like it's like an issue. It's not like it's super constant. I mean, I think they've minimized it even more. It used to be worse. It used to be, if I took a drive for half an hour or whatever, probably would do it maybe 3 or 4 times within the drive. Now it's usually maybe one time that it'll give me that, even if I'm paying attention.
K-band.
But I think that's just because my hands aren't on the wheel, and it can't see my eyes. I don't know why. Sometimes I guess it's not registering my eyes, but I know it's just not as annoying as it used to be. I don't know why I would get into
Front K-band.
And this is a complaint from a lot of people that I've noticed, that with lane choice, all of the FSDs, they just do not always make the best choice for lanes. Because if we were at passing exit 4 and we're getting off at exit 5, I mean, it would make no sense to go around that car on the left hand side. You might as well, if you wanted to go around it, should have just got in this lane already, because we are going to get off in this lane anyway. I truly wonder what is it going to do if it's going to go through the exit that it's not supposed to go to because it's closed, or if it's going to go through the correct one. I don't remember if I disengaged last time, and I know I didn't disengage until it was too late, but I don't know if I wrote the note, and it doesn't look like. Nope. See, it's not going to. It wasn't going to go to the correct so I did take over, because all of these entrances are closed.
Auto mute memory.
I don't know if you guys were able to see that entrance, but that entrance was closed, and this is the only entrance into this parking lot now. They even have the EV parking signs.
Mute memory.
Definitely new. There's a Cybertruck there, and he is wrapped. That's how I would have mine if I had a Cybertruck. I would definitely wrap it. Let's see. Am I gonna park over here or over there? And I like over there. Over there, there's no one parked, so I'll head over there.
Speed camera ahead.
This I will let the car park. says stall 4A is out of. Okay, so we're at 1A. Stall 4A is out of order, so I'm at a perfectly fine stall. So there you go, people. This is a night drive video, and as you see, I had 0 interventions until I got to the charging station, because this charging station, there's only one entrance, and the entrance that the GPS has is the one of the entrances that is closed. But as you see, you guys chime in. This is a hardware 3 car, and like I said, I get this all the time. Is hardware 4 so much better in it, or people saying that it is, and I just do not agree. The car drove me basically from my house all the way here with 0 interventions, smooth. I do see the sway. Lane choices are not perfect. I don't think it will ever be perfect, but we are here. I mean, I think we are going to get some new updates soon that will fix the sway and other things like that. But other than that, car's perfectly fine to drive on hardware 3. Take care. I am gonna do a charging video after this video ends. I'm gonna record my level of charge and then show you guys basically how long it's gonna take to charge and then how much it's gonna cost. All right, take care, guys.